Hello everyone! Please remember to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming for the latest in Dragon Ball news and information. Also, please remember to turn on notifications if you want to see Bulma's titties.
The original Super Saiyan God form seen during the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods movie and Dragon Ball Super series arc has now made its long-awaited return in the world of Dragon Ball Super, but the question is why? Why is it that Goku needs to use Super Saiyan God against an opponent such as Dyspo and not having him use the Super Saiyan God form prior to the arcs before the Tournament of Power? Is Super Saiyan God stronger, or is there something more to the form that we've all overlooked? On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Super Saiyan God form and making a determination as to why it's being brought back now and being used, and seeing where Goku stands with it in comparison to Super Saiyan Blue. And again, if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel. Hashtag notification squad to be up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball. Now, referencing back and going into Dragon Ball Super episode 104, it's become as clear as day that Super Saiyan God is returning, but the question is why? What about Super Saiyan Blue? The answer to that is very simple, and it lies within the Dragon Ball Super manga and the fact that it is confirmed long ago that Super Saiyan Blue is in fact a superior form to Super Saiyan God. So in case you're wondering if of course Super Saiyan God is superior, that is not the case, and this has long been confirmed going back to Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 13 when Goku first used Super Saiyan God against the Universe 6's assassin hit in the Universe 6 vs 7 tournament, and Goku having to unleash Super Saiyan God with Vegeta having to say, and I quote, "Kakarot, you jerk, you're still trying to save energy for the blue form even at a time like this," and Vegeta having to take notice that Goku is preserving his stamina for a later opportunity and having to unleash the Super Saiyan Blue form, in which later even Beerus and Whis spoke about this, with Beerus having to say, and I quote, "But Vegeta couldn't do that even in Super Saiyan Blue," with Whis having to respond by saying back then he wasn't even able to perform at 10% of Super Saiyan Blue's usual strength. That form is something that you can only use a few times in a single day. It consumes too much energy, with Beerus having to reply by saying, "So you're saying Goku's God form surpasses that of Vegeta's blue form earlier, just as it's already surpassed Hit? Is that it?" With Whis having to say, "Yes, possibly," and Whis having to even state that the Super Saiyan Blue form is something that of course requires the host to drain lots of stamina from the body, as even we've seen this confirmation back during Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 22, as Vegeta was the one that went Super Saiyan God against Super Saiyan Goku Black, and Goku Black having to respond by saying, "Red hair, is that Super Saiyan God?" with Vegeta having to say, "That what I truly need to defeat you is this form," with Goku Black having to reply by saying, "Ha ha ha, you must have lost your mind in desperation. What are you even going to do with that downgraded Super Saiyan form?" In which even Goku Black recognizes that Super Saiyan God is a quote-unquote downgraded variation of what Super Saiyan Blue is. And even going back to Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 22, we even see how Trunks asked Goku, and I quote, "My father's form, what is that?" with Goku having to say, "That's Super Saiyan God, the form before Super Saiyan Blue," with Trunks having to say, "The previous one?" but he's not getting pushed back, with Zamasu's Rose form having to reference Goku Black, with Goku having a quote, and I'm saying, "Vegeta, he sure did some homework. Super Saiyan Blue brings out enormous power, but you can't fight in that form for long. However, the God form is well balanced by comparison. It doesn't consume much energy either," with Trunks having to say, "But still, how do you handle Goku Black while staying in the God form?" with Goku having to say, "He's not always keeping the God form up. Take a closer look. In the very instant he throws an attack, Vegeta switches to blue," and in which case even later on Trunks says, "That's amazing. How can that even be a possibility?" with Goku having to say he's storing the power of blue until the right time and lets it explode when he needs it, with later the Supreme Kai having to ask Goku, "Is that the same thing you did back when you fought Hit?" with Goku having to say, "Yes, but in my case, I can only go as far as making the switch once, while Vegeta is able to repeat it over and over again. Furthermore, his power isn't decreasing, that just goes to show how hard he's trained. Now, what does this mean for Goku going into Dragon Ball Super Episode 104? Simply put, looking at the evidence provided from Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 22 and Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 13, we get to see as clear as day, it is confirmed by multiple sources that in fact Super Saiyan God is the form prior to Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue is stronger, but the only downside to Super Saiyan Blue is, according to Whis, the form is very powerful. However, it is a form that you can only use a few times in a single day based on its overall consumption. And the idea that Goku even told Trunks, Super Saiyan Blue brings out enormous power, but you cannot fight in that form for long. However, Super Saiyan God is a much more balanced form by comparison. So also looking at Dyspo in fact may be the perfect candidate to have Goku unleash Super Saiyan God upon, based on the ideology that Dyspo is supposed to be portrayed as the Sonic Warrior, someone who's faster than light, someone who can even give Time Skip a run for their money, and they don't even possess the powers of Super Saiyan Blue and or anything greater either. So that just goes to show that even based on power, Dyspo doesn't have to be the strongest to simply utilize a technique that can defeat someone who is stronger by nature, which forces Goku not only to save Super Saiyan Blue for a later cause in fighting Toppo and possibly even fighting Hit and later fighting Jiren, but also maintaining the balance of Super Saiyan God and not wasting stamina and not getting tired. And also, even if it does come down to a very desperate scenario to where Goku gets badly injured, Goku can simply do what he did against Lord Beerus and recover, given the fact that Goku was once stabbed before by Lord Beerus in the chest, in which he plummeted to Earth into the ocean, where he made his recovery, his wound was healed, and he was back to fighting on a normal basis. Now again, we don't have 100% confirmation that Super Saiyan God can indefinitely heal the host entirely without them having to sustain any damage afterwards. Of course, the form does have its pros and cons. It is considered to be an inferior form, especially if you're looking to use something stronger to get the job done, and in which case Goku is reserving Super Saiyan Blue for fighting those three characters, if not possibly other characters as well. But the only downside is, just like we said, you can only use Super Saiyan Blue a few times in a day based on its overall consumption of energy, which is why it's forcing Goku to go down a level into Super Saiyan God, even though Super Saiyan God in Goku's arsenal of techniques is possibly the second strongest form he has. Obviously, he has Super Saiyans 1, 2, and 3, he has God, and of course he has Blue. Blue being the strongest, equipped with Kaioken. We can only make the assumption that Super Saiyan God is the second strongest form he has. Now, what better way to consume your energy than using an inferior form that is well balanced? So in case some of you guys are wondering, to combat someone who's supposed to be incredibly fast, and in order for you to preserve your energy, the best thing Goku needs to do is to preserve his true powers for a later and greater fight, and using what he can now in the second possible strongest form he has to get the job done in fighting other opponents. Now, comparing the form itself during Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and the Dragon Ball Super series that was of Battle of Gods, in comparison to where Goku stands now with the Super Saiyan God form, it's obvious that Goku as of this given point right now is stronger and is going to be stronger in his Super Saiyan God form than how he was in Battle of Gods. The question is, how long can Goku remain in this form until he has the desire in stepping it up further in unleashing Super Saiyan Blue? Let's not forget, so far in the Tournament of Power, Goku has unleashed Super Saiyan Blue quite a few times, either A, after he's dropped his guard and getting away from a certain situation and or scenario, or B, having to fight against Kale. Other than that, Goku has not used Super Saiyan Blue to the extent in which he should have been using it thus far, but of course we already know that he is saving that form in the battle against possibly Jiren and several other fighters. But even looking at it right now, in my personal opinion, I do think that the reintroduction of Super Saiyan God is a tad bit too late, as we have to ask ourselves why Goku hasn't used Super Saiyan God before, and having to battle against Golden Frieza, and having to battle against Hit in the anime as opposed to the manga, and having to battle against Goku Black and Merge Zamasu, asking yourselves as to where the form was this entire time, as we saw the form make its debut and re-emergence in the manga during those chapters, but never in the anime, having to follow Battle of Gods. So post your comments down below, guys. What are your overall thoughts and expectations going further in the Tournament of Power and seeing Goku capitalize on using Super Saiyan God? What are your overall thoughts and preferences as to which form he should use, and how far do you guys see Goku going in the Tournament of Power as he further unlocks and taps into the Super Saiyan God power and conserving whatever stamina he has left for Super Saiyan Saiyan Blue and using that down the road. Super Saiyan God by design may in fact look superior in terms of aura, in terms of a very sleek look compared to Super Saiyan Blue, as some do have a preference in design. But of course, until Goku breaks his limit, I do believe that we are going to see a merger or mixture of the two forms, and Goku having to finally master what truly is supposed to be Super Saiyan God in that definition. But until that very moment happens and Goku having to break his limits, we're going to have to accept the fact that thus far, Goku looks to use Super Saiyan God in a very serious tone and having to battle against Dyspo, and then later having to use Super Saiyan Blue against possibly hits Toppo, Jiren, and others. Thank you all for watching, guys. Once again, if you guys are stoked and ready for the reintroduction of Super Saiyan God in the Tournament of Power, then go on ahead and slap a like on the video. If you guys are new to this channel, once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and turn on notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball news video is posted onto this channel and or discussion. Hashtag notification squad. And lastly, going further deeper into Dragon Ball Super episode 104, I do also believe that we are going to learn a bit more from Super Saiyan God, as we're also going to be getting the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power manga this month. I do believe approximately between this week and next week, so things might be a little different, as we are going to get further information as to why Super Saiyan God is being used, how strong he actually is, and just basically getting everyone's reaction, not just in terms of characters like Beerus and other characters having to question as to why he's using this, but also from the audience as well, in seeing where the community stands in reintroducing this form. For me, I definitely feel as if this form is going to trump Dyspo, but I also feel that with teamwork, with proper teamwork, just as they're giving Hit a tough time, I do think that also they might give Goku the same run if of course they work as a cohesive unit. But of course Goku may be the deciding factor between that particular battle. So post your comments down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. Tune back in for more. Dragon Ball Super episode 104 premieres this week. If you guys are ready, let me know your thoughts, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace.